Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, we always have an interesting discussion, and our topic for today is no exception. And here's what it is: startling truth. Pain is an interpretation of the mind. So this is going to be an interesting discussion. To start off with, we have a belief system, and I keep coming up with this approach that you are what you believe. If you don't believe it, you're not going to see it. And if you're not going to see it, it's not going to be part of your world. So what you believe, you are going to see. What you don't believe is very difficult, if you'll ever see it. So now we have a belief system around pain. And in that system, we have a certain approach. In other words, we say when we are in pain, we know it. So let us look at our first subject, and that is the question, what is pain? Now we always say, well, that is obvious. Everybody knows what pain is. You know, if you stub your toe, you say, well, my toe hurts. Or if I get a splinter in my finger, you say, well, my finger hurts. And so it's obvious. It is obvious what pain is. Now look way over at the other end of that statement. It is obvious that the world is flat. Oh, what do these two have in common? It is obvious. It is self-evident that your toe hurts, that your finger hurts, that the world is flat. Self-evidence through common sense is not always true. So we are going to look at aspects of what pain is that are different from what you've been programmed to believe. Now here's our journey. And here's our tea today, which is a black tea fused with oolong tea, and it has lavender flavoring in it, and other flavors, and it is quite enchanting. Now, so I want to point out that it's not obvious in the egoic world through the egoic belief system. Well, it is obvious. We have a whole medical profession based upon knowing what pain is and where it is. So let us look a little bit further on there. The next step. Pain has nothing to do with the body. Pain has nothing to do with the body. Now, what is the body? The body is a tool of the mind. And we just had a video on that, and I'll reference that up here, that other video. The body is a tool, an instrument for the mind. So pain, therefore, has to do with the mind. The next step. Pain is an interpretation of the mind. There is no pain in the body. Oh, that is heresy. It's obvious. It's obvious what pain is. Just like it's obvious that the world is flat. And it's obvious that the sun goes around the earth. Self-evidence is not always common sense. But we believe it is because we haven't looked deep into the problem, because we believe pain is self-evident what it is. So we are going to look a little bit different. Now here, I have a little model down here at the bottom. And here it is. Here's your foot. Now you got to use your imagination, because the foot I have down here is not that good. I just had to check to see if I could see the foot, and I'm not sure now. So I hope it shows up in the video. If you stub your toe, your big toe, that's the big part, with a nail on it, you send a signal to the brain. The brain is a body part. The body is an instrument of the mind. The body is tied to the mind through quantum entanglement. The signals in the body are available in the mind. And it is the mind and not the body. It is the mind and not the brain that interprets those signals. It is the mind that tells you if you have pain. Now on this diagram down here, if you cut, you see where the signal is? If you take that signal, which goes to the brain, that goes to the mind, and the mind interprets it to tell you, are you in pain or not? How much pain, and where it is located in your body. That's all part of the signal. Not the pain, but where it's located in the body. And you cut that nervous system. Are you going to feel pain? Is the body in pain? Can you feel pain without the interpretation of the mind? See, the mind interprets based upon your belief system, what you believe, the egoic belief system that you're programmed in. And in that system, it's the toe that hurts. I'm suggesting that it's not the toe. It is the interpretation of the mind that tells you if you have pain or not. Now, how do you know it's in the toe? It's part of the signal. See, in your body you have, I forgot the name of it. It's called a small person. It is a hologram of the body and where the signals are coming from. You realize this is only one signal of hundreds and hundreds of signals that are going on in the body every moment. What kind of signals? I have to go to the bathroom. I'm hungry. The sun's too hot. Whatever is going on, I need more oxygen. I'm sweating too much. I need to get out of the sun. It's time to eat. It's time to sleep. I'm tired. I'm overworked. I'm underloved. All kinds of stuff. Signals. None of them are in words. They are all in electrical, chemical, magnetic signals. And it is through the quantum entanglement of the body with the mind. And through our beliefs and values and life experiences, we evaluate. What evaluates? The mind. Why the mind and not the brain? Because the mind in a quantum state holds all your beliefs, all your memories of life experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It operates in a quantum subconscious state, subconscious mind, millions of times faster, billions of times than your conscious mind is ever aware. Your conscious mind is too slow to handle this information. It must go through the mind. It must go through the quantum state. Oh, let us go on with a model that looks closer at this right now. And this is our model that we will be using. So it is quite complicated. So I'll try to explain it a little bit and see if we can make some sense out of it. We have to start right here in the center. Here in the center is the mind-body connection. What is it? It is a quantum entanglement between mind and body. Up here, subconscious mind. Down here in the body is associated with the conscious mind that you think talks to you. And so it's attached to the body. Subconscious mind attached to consciousness. It is an extension of consciousness. And again, through quantum entanglement, what goes on in the body, the mind is aware of. And the body is a tool, an instrument of the mind. And through this connection, consciousness knows itself. Now, let us look at this model. Down here, classical realm. Up here, quantum realm. Now, this subconscious mind is operating, and I put it here, and it's been in other videos, and you can look it up. When you're looking up how fast the subconscious mind operates, do not get it confused with what the brain is doing. The brain operates at a certain speed, a certain interaction between neurons. This is not the same thing. The subconscious mind is not the brain. The brain is a body part. How fast does the conscious mind operate? 100, I put it down here. I thought I missed it. 100 bits per second. Subconscious mind, 400 billion bits per second. So a lot of stuff is happening up here that is so fast and it's so much that the slow conscious mind has no idea what it is. It can't comprehend what it is. And so it tells you what has already happened. Boom! Because this happens in the subconscious mind very quickly. So when this communication, this quantum entanglement, the mind is always ahead of what the body is doing. And I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. Up to 95% of all your decisions, all of them, are made by the subconscious mind before your conscious mind is aware of them, up to from milliseconds to around 10 seconds, the difference that they're able to calculate. It might even be more, but that's what they have. So body is a tool of the mind. The mind. Now, here again, I put down here, see this little figure? It's got a foot. And if you assume that you have a thorn in your foot and you're sending a signal, signals are neutral. Signals are electromagnetic chemical information. It is neutral. There's no pain in the signal. There's no pain in your system that's transmitting the signal. Your nervous system, your peripheral and central nervous system, that's taking information, which is data. It's not words. It doesn't say, oh, I got a thorn in my big toe. That's not the signal. It's just data. Meaningless information. I say meaningless, but there's a lot of it there, and I was talking about the internal hologramic structure of the body, where all of your nervous system goes, that your body, that your mind is able to determine from the input where it's in the body, how much sensation is there, all kinds of data. And then from the data that's quantumly entangled to the subconscious mind, which holds your belief system, your values, your moral judgments, your life experiences, and the memories that you created from them, makes a determination. Because it has a lot of memories. Is this signal important? Well, I got a lot of signals coming to me if I was the mind. And we talked about some of them, and every one of them. My belt's too tight. My shirt chafes my neck. All kinds of signals that you don't think about on a conscious level, because this part of you, your conscious mind's so slow. But at a deeper level, all of those signals have to be interpreted. You have to have a priority someplace in there that says, the thorn in my toe is more important than the chafing of my collar on my neck. Or that my need for relieving myself is more important than the thorn in my toe. Those are all judgments. Those are all interpretations based upon past history. So if you have pain, you're going to have it in the mind. And then the mind sends signals to the body on how to respond. The body does nothing without the input from the mind. Without the mind, the body has lost its function, which is to be an instrument of the mind. And so your belief system and your memories that you create, which are your interpretations of your life experiences, are held in the quantum state of the mind. They're not in the body. They're not in the brain. The brain is just a body part. There are no words here. There are no words in this whole thing. It's all data. It's all signals back and forth. How fast? Well, part of them go billions of bits of data per second. Others go quite slow. Interpretation of the signal from your toe, interpretation of that signal is by the quantum mind, not by the brain, not by the body. Oh, do you see the problem here with the egoic belief system? It has a whole terminology. It has a whole belief system around what pain is. Now, if pain is not in the body, but in the mind, your path of healing is entirely different. In the egoic world, we look at the symptom. And we say, well, we'll relieve the symptom, and the problem will go away. That's not where the cause is. The symptom is a result of a cause. What's the cause? Interpretation of the mind. Well, how do you solve that problem? Let us kind of look at some things from A Course in Miracles. And we're going to do I want to bring two things to your attention. But let us start with this first one from the Course in Miracles. And here's what it says. What is pain is but illusion in the mind. Very short. What is pain? Oh, I said that wrong. What is in pain is but illusion in your mind. The pain is in your mind. And it's illusion to think that it's in the body. That's entirely different. Because we believe, oh, it's obvious what pain is. In this model right here, my toe has a thorn in it. I know where my pain is. It's in your mind. It's your belief that it's in your toe. The signal comes from the toe, and the mind knows the signal is from the toe. But the pain and the intensity for you is determined by the mind and your life experiences, not the body. The body is a tool of the mind. Pain has a purpose. We might not think about it. Oh, we always have thought about it. Pain has a purpose to alert you of a concern in the body and to prompt you to take action and to prompt you to take action to support the body as a tool of the mind. So we have several things that we've been thinking about here. And I'm going to have a little cup of, my throat gets a little dry. Because I get excited about this. There's so much information here that we are not aware of. And here's the other part that ties right into this. Everything, every decision, everything is an interpretation of the mind before the conscious mind is ever aware. The conscious mind follows along like a little puppy dog and does what the mind asks. I have another video. I have two videos on that, and I'll reference them. One is called The Body is a Whipping Boy for the Mind. And the other one is The Body is Servant to the Mind. And you take a look at those, and it should dovetail in with what we're talking about here. Now, your beliefs are so powerful. Your belief that your pain is in your body is not going to go away easy. It's very difficult to go away because it is so ingrained in your belief system. Even as I'm putting this on, you're thinking, well, that guy's crazy. I know where my pain comes from. I know when my toe hurts. You're in an illusion. And what's an illusion? Illusion is not nothing. It's not that nothing's there. Illusion is something's there. Well, what's there? Not what you think it is. It's an illusion. All your senses have been diverted through your belief system to believe that pain is in the body. And therefore, in the egoic world, we look at healing the body. In other words, relieving symptoms, which are not the cause. They are the results of a cause. So if you moderate the symptoms, does the cause go away? Well, no. Well, if you moderate the symptoms, and the symptoms, in this case pain, has a purpose of helping you determine how you're going to heal the body. If you operate on the symptoms, are you going to cure the cause? Well, no. What happens? The symptom may moderate. And then the signal, which is trying to get your attention for your support in changing, will come up with another symptom. Another pain someplace in your body because it wants to be healed. The cause wants to be healed. And if you just moderate the symptoms, you're not changing the cause. And without changing the cause, different symptoms will arise. That's the way it goes. And we'll operate on those new symptoms to reduce those and not heal the cause. So healing, when you recognize the cause is the mind's interpretation, the approach to healing has to be different. Has to be, or you're not going to solve it. A lot of people, they go and they have operations. I deal with a lot when I was in therapy, and what happens? They go and have operation. The operation was a success. Patient died. Well, that's an anomaly, problematic. Another thing on the subject, studies on adopted children, particularly, it doesn't matter, male or female, but if it's female and she is adopted into a family that has a history around, say, breast cancer, all the females in this family, or a very high percentage, get breast cancer in their late 50s. And the studies show that that adopted child that does not have the same genetic makeup as the family adopted them will get the same problem with all the females in the family. Why? Well, from the belief. Well, if you belong to this family and you're a female, you're going to get cancer. And the belief system, the powerful belief system, has already set a time frame when that's going to happen so that I can prove I'm part of this family. The same thing happens with males. History in the family, the adopted family, is that all the males get heart disease or heart attacks in their early 60s. Now, the belief system already has a time frame and is already set in place because of the strong belief that if you want to be part of this family, you're going to have a problem in your early 60s. And if you look at the data, that's what it turns out to be. This is like nocebo effect. You know what the placebo effect is? It's your positive beliefs that positive things are going to happen. Nocebo is that the belief that negative things are going to happen. And they do. Why? Your belief in the mind. Everything is an interpretation of the mind. Now let us look at another course, from the course. And it is this. Psychotherapy is the only form of therapy there is. Since only the mind can be sick, only the mind can be healed. Only the mind is in need of healing. Everything is an interpretation of the mind. It is the mind, the belief system, that determines how much pain you're going to have, how you're going to cure it, how relationships are going to be. It determines everything. But we believe in the egoic world. And we say, well, we have a lot of evidence. We believe pain is in the body. And when you believe that, when you believe it, you will find more evidence that satisfies you, because that's your belief, that the pain comes from the body. When you recognize it's an interpretation of the mind, you can look at, investigate different approaches to healing. Not that you shouldn't take advantage of what is available in the egoic world to relieve what you think is in the body. That's appropriate. You should do that. But underneath that, recognize that this is the way it is in the body because this is the way it is in the mind. Medication can override what the mind is doing in some cases. And people on, say, depression medication, I know a lot of them I used to deal with, they're taking medication for depression. For how long? 10, 15, 20 years? Well, what happens when they stop taking the medication? Everything comes back. They get depressed. Well, why? They didn't solve the problem. They didn't heal the cause. Everything is an interpretation of the mind. Now, let's see. All families have beliefs. Every family has an underlying belief system. Every society has an underlying belief system. And when you believe that in the egoic world, you follow along with that belief. Believing that pain is in the body is a belief system within the egoic world, and you are going to experience it until you don't, until you awaken to who you really are. And the process or the purpose of why you're here. Oh, there's so much to talk about here in the illusion. Be good to yourself. And we look forward to seeing you next time, right here in the illusion. Bye now.